It's time. We got 5 seconds. You know what? We can't wait any longer. What's going on? It's time to do some painting. It's going to be a fun one. Got me some buble. Drink my sparkly water and do some painting, right? That's what all the cool kids do. But you know what else the cool kids do? They listen to some music. So let's do it. Let's start the jams. And we're going to start the painting. So what are we doing this evening? Excellent question. I am going to turn down that audio first of all. Turn the music down so I'm not drowning myself out. There we go. I think that's a little better. How's that sound to you? Let me listen to it on my phone. Yeah, I think that's good. Although, got a little bit of an echo coming through. Alright, now we good. So, what are we working on? Well, we got the two Spider-Men. The one on a big base, and then the one who's just standing regular. I switch to my overhead so you can see what I'm talking about. Got a regular Spider-Man. I've been working on doing the black lines on him a little bit. That's our regular. Then here is the one who's got a lot going on with his base. So first things first, I just want to varnish. I want to varnish these little rocks on the base because they keep freaking getting chipped, and I don't want to have to paint them again and again. And I end up grabbing those little. I end up grabbing it by the, grabbing it by those little rocks as I'm spinning it around and chipping the paint. So we're just gonna go ahead. I've got all that on. We're just gonna go ahead and varnish right here those little rocks so that hopefully I don't have to keep repainting them. Then I can move on with my life. I can move on and finish the base once I do that. So the model itself is done. Really just working on the basing for it. But we're going to give it a nice coat of varnish here to not have to keep redoing our same work over and over and over and over and over again. Let's protect it. You got to protect. Spider-Man protects the city. You got to protect your Spider-Man. So I'm trying to be very careful the way I grab it, not to touch those little rocks. And here we go. Turn my paint light on. Well, it's going to blind you real quick. Watch out. Oh, it'll adjust. There you go. Alright, we're just going to work our way around, starting with these little rocks on the front. Give it a nice coat of varnish. So we are not... I've painted these rocks so many freaking times that finally I was just like, you know what, I'm going to have to just go ahead and varnish them and then work on the rest of it because it's never going to stick. They're just such a small surface area. Lipstick on my neck, huh? What is this music? I'm sorry. I don't curate the music very well, apparently. Let me hit next here. I can see Taylor's version, Taylor Swift. No. You know what? I think we're gonna have to change the playlist here. Um, see what we can find. What can we find? We'll find something a little better. Here we go. Try this one for you. Yes, sir. There we go. All right. Back at it. So yeah, that rock just about covered. One little side. With this varnish, you just got to be sure to get it spread out. Because if you leave it like glued up on there, it'll get like this nasty yellowish tint to it. Not something you want. So what's going on, everybody? Everybody having a good day? It's Thursday. We are working our way on around towards the weekend. Getting closer to it. Discovered a new board game that I like. We've played it twice already. Once last weekend, and then again last night. I have started playing Catan. It is a very, very cool board game. Really enjoy it. It's like a build a civilization and get resources to compete for resources and build, and try to build more stuff than the other players. It's very cool, except when your girlfriend tries to, rob you repeatedly over and over again. Everybody gangs up on poor little old Vambo XP over here. I'm being told that I'm a sore loser, but I disagree. They just, they knew who the strongest player was, and so they just all gunned for me so that someone else would win, and it worked out. I think my audio sounds over there. Could you turn it on? Can you watch my stream real quick and see how the audio is doing? Like if I've got an echo from this thing here. Alright, just spinning it around, turning. I guess I'm going counterclockwise. That's okay. Yeah, I'm worried there's might be an echo while I'm talking here. Look at that one last. There's like one kind of up high there. Okay, cool. Sounds about right. Just rolling around. This won't take me that long. I'm not gonna varnish the whole thing. I'm just varnishing the rocks tonight. And then I got to... Then I'll be putting the rest of the black web lines around on old Spidey here. I've already done it on this Spidey, the leaping Spidey, but the standing one I got to go do finish his black web lines on his costume. Alright, just rolling on around this model. Already see a little piece that got chipped off before I did this. Whatever. Not worried about it. It's very tiny. Can't nitpick these things so much or you'll never get them done. There. I don't think I got that one pipe that's hanging out over there either. I got the excuse me. I got the big one that's like up higher. Hopefully this will alleviate my problem and let me paint the base without chipping paint and having to keep repainting this mess. Spidey. And paint every day. Oh, sorry, I was off camera over there, wasn't I? Just a little dab more here. Might want to put a little bit on the, go ahead and do like up here, because this is what I'm gonna probably have to grab to To finish painting the base. Somewhere to touch it. Let me just put a little varnish on here. I don't want to get into. I don't want to hand varnish this whole thing because it's so much quicker to just use a spray can, a rattle can for varnish. So I don't want to get into that with this model, but I'm going to just kind of do a few spots to protect them so I can have some stuff to hang on to while I do other parts, while I do the base. Base is like all I've got left to do. Nice uplifting song, right? Wow. Listen to this song. Saying, let's do drugs, let's do drugs. You're gonna change that one. Heaps at. Where the crowd at tonight? Where's everybody? It's quiet. Too quiet. All right. This song is all about either. All right. Okay, so I put that one to the side. I'm gonna let that varnish dry a little bit. And while I do, we're gonna work on spider number 2. Spider number 2 is very close to being finished. In fact, I may finish him tonight. Gotta put my stunner shades on. See, this one I can see that this one got chipped a little bit too. I'm going to have to repaint that. Never had this problem on models before. I'm just wondering if the guy I got these from used some kind of like cheap primer or something. I'm using this little marker, drawing in the black. Okay. A lot of detail work here, folks. Make sure we did it right. Yeah, luckily on this model, it's got little grooves that this little felt tip marker fits in perfectly. Star Wars models, they're smaller, and this would likely not work. Like, they probably would not have lines like this to guide you. Washed. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard this song in like 20 years. All right. Got a Spidey working on around here. Kind of glare off so you can see that a little better. Lights back on. Jamming and painting. That's how we roll. So I think I've about got the shoulders and neck. Just finishing out these arms. Fine there. Kind of got his arm twisted a little bit, so it's tough to find that line. No, Duhash is saying you hate. Duhashme, you hate me, is what they're saying in the song. But all this stuff, I have no idea what they're saying. Okay, Spidey. I think that might be all of them. Like the vertical lines on his arm. We gotta get all the horizontal ones now. Legends never die, right, Spidey? Okay. Wait. We were getting our lines done. Oh, there needs to be another line right there somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, there's one right there. Oh, there's several that missed on the arm. Get them done. Yeah. That means gloves. Kind of, probably about the tiniest part, which is the lines on. Say that one's good. So we got. Oh, nice. Well, at least you got some good entertainment while you're eating. All right. Watching me draw lines, spider lines. Is old Squinty Sauce with you? Tell Squinty I said what's up. And that I'm prepared to handle any kangaroos that come my way. Oh, what's up, Squinty? Squinty says hello. Is the printer going strong right now while you're out eating? Is it working hard? Is it printing while you're able to just leave it alone? Here. Sorry, didn't mean to curse. The line got away from me. Nice. That's cool. We can go out and eat and just come home and the thing's got everything done for you. Looks like you were printing some kind of snake thing or something. Up here somewhere. That'll work. Cool, cool. He is really starting to look like Spider-Man now. This is the last part to do the line on. There's one last wrist and glove. But it's about the most, really the most, most, nice. I'm a fan of the L tap. I wouldn't even want to try this with a paintbrush. This would be just daggone, just about impossible, I think. You would make such a mess, and you would just end up having to redo everything. There should be another line in there. It's very. All right, I don't know what. Oh,
You texted you forgot to change your text. Hmm.
Yeah. So there should be a red line, a black line around there somewhere. That line. Just trying to figure out where all the lines are on the glove. Get them painted. Just drawn. I'm not really painting right now. I'm drawing lines. It sounds like they wrote the song about Nate over there. Don't look at me, don't look at me. I'm just too dumb. They're writing songs, playing songs for my viewers here. This is perfect for Nate. I was about to say we're done, but then I realized I gotta do his head. That's the part you gotta be careful on too. Dumas. This is the Dumas song. Yeah, man, they are playing songs about Nate tonight. Find this black eyeball or the eye mask or whatever a little bit. This is okay. I take it back. I was saying that the glove was the most tedious part. No, the mask for sure. He's got the lines get really small as they come across his forehead, going down into his across his face. I gotta do some work on my eyeballs. Yeah, let's see. I got red in there. This is tricky. Yeah, it gets really tight in there around his, right around his nose. I'm having trouble seeing the lines. Yeah, this is tough, guys. I'm not talking much. I'm focused on this. His little arm sticking out is like right up on his face. It's just tough to get in there. Got to change music on. What's up? There we go. Ooh, I noticed something I missed on him. I need to get some more paint up under his chin. Yeah, I might have to do some red touch up on his neck. Maybe I could slip the brush in there without screwing up what I'm doing here. Seems to be in a spot I can sort of get to, but I could have just completely missed his whole bottom of his chin area. Yep, I'm gonna hit that right now, and I'll have to come back with my black marker probably and get that whole little section. Dang! I was hoping I could knock this part out tonight, but not if I gotta do that. Pretty big spot. Like I missed a pretty big area down there. Use my fine detail brush and try to get it in there without ruining what I've just done. That was good. I fixed it. But I am going to have to. It's going to prevent me from finishing all of the black highlights just now, though. Good song. What next on this guy? I think I need to. I mean, I'll have to come back in a little bit and touch up his chin down there where I just repainted. But then what next? What next? I'm trying to see if there's anything any more black lines I need to draw. Spider-Man had a lot of black web lines on his costume. If you don't learn anything else from this, remember Spider-Man has a lot of black lines. Hey, what's up, Edward? Thanks for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, working on Spider-Man tonight. I'm kind of bouncing between Spider-Man. Got Spidey number 1 and Spidey number 2. Spidey number 2 got a lot going on this base, so he's taking a lot more time. But I think maybe I also got to do the base, so maybe by this weekend, everything will be done on them. We're not done. We're just taking a little buble break. Drink some sparkling water. All right. So back to painting now. What better place than here? What better time than now? Yeah, thanks, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm here painting. Maybe I'll give you some ideas. I'll tell you if you're gonna paint Spider-Man, what I found is this little marker, Gundam marker. This is perfect for the little webs. It's just a fine tip thing. So you hit all these little straight lines that you have to draw all over them. This little marker's awesome. Go grab you one. Marvel Zombies. I don't think I've played that one. I play Crisis Protocol, and I play Star Wars Legion. But I think I have seen that, what you're talking about. Yeah, if you got anything to paint, come on over, paint it. Paint, while I'm sitting here painting on stream, you can paint your stuff and chill. We get a lot of folks coming here, just hang out and paint. You just, I like this song. All right, I got it. As I'm moving stuff around, I've ended up scratching off this rock a good bit. So once again, we got to do touch up on stuff that gets scratched from painting others parts. Just using a little. This is the first piece to the to my layer of. I'm gonna do some dry brushing on this as well, but the first coat that I've done here. Sorry, I keep running into the microphone with my glasses. They put them back down. So I gotta just touch this rock back up to fix all the little doodads and things. Where all the primer scratch. Battery's running. Oh, 1 second. Somehow I've unplugged my computer. It's been running off battery. So the battery's about to die. That would just mean that the stream would just die. Let me plug my computer back in and I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. We have these fancy robots that vacuum the house, and so I had to unplug my computer to charge it up. Looks like we're plugged back in, so we're good. So stuck. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I've never played 40K. I'm a Star Wars Legion, and it was my first, and now doing Crisis Protocol too. But yeah, zombies is probably a lot of fun to paint. I've been having a blast painting Crisis Protocol because I come from painting Star Wars, which is all a lot of Well, I did Republic and Separatists, so it's a lot of white clone troopers and tan battle droids. Just a lot of really just basic colors, not a lot of variation. And then you come over here and paint Crisis Protocol, you get these bright comic booky blues and reds. It's a fun game to paint. I'm enjoying it. My first team is going to be the Defenders. Spider-Man here is really the last piece I need to paint to have my first completed team. Then we'll be playing. Kind of took a bigger dive into this game than I was intending. All I wanted to do was get the starter set, but I found somebody offloading just a bunch of stuff on eBay. So here I am with all kinds of stuff to paint new. But that's okay, because I probably would have ended up getting into all the other stuff eventually. It's like These games are all like rabbit holes. Once you dive in, it just keeps going and going. Oh yeah, like look at this stuff. I had to buy this paint. I bought this for like some of the energy things and whatnot. I mean, it's like bubblegum pink here. Like it's called Fulgrim pink, and then Doomfire magenta, like a really like neon pinkish color, and bubblegum pink. Totally different. Not you're not going to see that on your. You're not going to see that on your battle droids. Coincidentally, though, that bubblegum pink one, when I bought it, I learned a lesson. When you're trying to save the environment or whatever, not bringing stuff, not getting plastic bags for everything. So they gave me that paint at the paint store, and asked if I needed a bag. I was like, no. So I get it home, trying to carry a bunch of stuff in the house all at once, not just the paint. End up dropping it on the floor, and it exploded open, and I got like bubblegum pink paint all over the carpet. And I cleaned it up, but there's still a little bit of a stain on the carpet. So, lesson learned. I think I'm always gonna bring my paint home from the model store in a plastic bag, because that might be all you got. But then you have other things that you're carrying in the house, and you just make a big mess. All right, that's fixed. Now I think we can go back to the main project. Yep, rip carpet. I got some on one of my nice pairs of pants too. It didn't come out too well. And then I permanently have some pink lines on my Crocs, my shoes too. So whatever. And it figures it's like this bright, annoying, bright pink that I did it with, and not like a tan or gray or something. Yeah. Now I always remember every time I look at my carpet. Alright, so what next? What next? We're going to go back to Spidey. Big Spidey. Yeah, of course, right? So Big Spidey, I've been having a lot of problems with all these little rocks as I've been moving it around. I'll end up grabbing these little rocks. But I have a lot of problems with chipping the paint as I work on it. So I went ahead and just varnished all the rocks. And now we're going to work on finishing up this base. And the main color that I found... Sorry, I'm hitting the camera as I grab a paint. Little earthquake. Main color that I found that I like using on these bases, it's pretty awesome, is Deck Tan by Vallejo. Try not to glare there. It's called tan, but it's kind of like a grayish tan color. And when you put it down and then put your... I don't have Army Painter brands that are Star Wars branded, but when you put this down and then put a Army Painter Strong Tone Wash, or it'd be Citadel Agrax Earthshade, and you put that over top of it, it just makes like perfect concrete. It looks really good. I've done part of it already on this. Like I see, I've done up here. I've done that part of it with this, and then it's been chipping off. So this is, I haven't put the Earthshade on it, but this is just the plain old Deck Tan. And let's get some out of the bottle. Big moment when you're getting into when you're doing your base here. You know you're about done. Try not to touch those rocks. Alright. Try not to touch all of the silver that I've painted already. So approximately how many models do you have to paint from the Zombicide game? You buy like a starter set, and think the Marvel Crisis Protocol thing that I got, a core set was like 10 models. But I ended up getting a core set and like 29 expansions in the eBay thing that I bought. So I have I think I have somewhere between 55 and 60 Crisis Protocol models to paint. So, yeah, I'll be streaming and painting for a while, it looks like. But I was getting very close. I was getting very close to emptying out my box of shame before I jumped into this game. My Star Wars stuff was running low. Oh, 187. Yikes. Yeah, you got a lot to do. For me, that'd probably be about 2 years of work for me, probably. It took me a year to do about 100 Star Wars Legion models, so 187 models that you got there, that'd be about 2 years of work for me, I'd say. We got 55. It's probably going to take me about 9 months or so. But streaming has helped me to get stuff done. It's like I try to stay on a schedule with streaming, and so it I guess pushes me to get my models painted. If I'm going to be streaming, I'm going to be painting. Touch that up with a little silver there. Probably gonna like do this do the top of this base, and I always do around the edge too, a different color. Probably gonna just do the top of this and then varnish the whole thing with spray, and then come back. I don't know what the heck this primer was this dude used on this stuff, but it is just not. The paints are not holding to it at all. Yeah, same here. Like I'll paint when I paint, I just go, get a lot done, and then it's like just set it to the side for a few months. But since I started streaming, I haven't taken a break from it yet. I did cut back a little bit because I was like, when I started streaming, I was like, okay, I'm going to stream 4 days a week to, grow the stream and all that. But I was getting kind of burned out on painting doing that, so kind of backpedaled the stream to sometimes 2 days a week, sometimes 3 days a week, but most of the time it's 2 days a week. People don't really come around on the weekends, so like I was doing it Sunday night some, but folks weren't coming around. 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, my eyes can't take 6 to 8 hours. Um, Before I got these glasses, like help a ton. Like, the magnifying glasses. Before I got these, I could not paint, but maybe an hour or two, and my eyes would like hurt for days. But since I got these, glasses, it's been a huge help. I can paint a lot longer now. It's more deck 10. Yeah, I don't think I could go 6 to 8 hours like you. You're a machine there, buddy. You go 6 to 8 hours over 2 to 3 days. Gotta be very careful what I touch here. Try not to chip the paint. Oh, and I'm splashing water from my brush. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can see well far away. No, I can see well up close. Far away is where I have problems. That makes me nearsighted as well. But I find um these crisis protocol models are a bit. They take longer because a lot of the bases are more detailed, but as far as like doing the models themselves, the minis, um, they're a lot more detailed, and so they have more clearly defined lines on them for me to figure out where I need to paint when I'm doing something. Let's go. Let's go. Working my way around on this fella. Yeah, I've never had. I think the guy must just use crappy primer or something. I've never worked on a model before that the. Oh crap! I just got deck tan on my smoke and have to go fix that. It's right on the freaking front of the model too. Yeah, I just have to repaint that. Oh well. But yeah, I've never had a problem like this with it wanting to chip as I work on it. Need a little more paint. Marvel United. I have not. What's that all about? Is it like a tabletop game? Yeah, I really found Crisis Protocol because I was looking at like a small. I wanted something a little smaller scale than Legions. It didn't take all weekend to play one game. Uh, and there was this, and there was also Star Wars Shatterpoint as a thing, and um, it's like I really didn't want to go and repaint the same models that I've already painted for Legion on a larger scale. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just let my large scale battle game be Star Wars, and for smaller skirmish battles, we'll go Marvel. So here we are. And I'm happy with it. It's a good choice. I would get bored painting more stormtroopers, and oh gosh, I painted like 100 freaking clone troopers and battle droids. Like, no, we've had enough. Man, I'm getting deck tan all over the smoke. I'm gonna have to definitely do some touch up there. I'm gonna be super careful not to touch all this upper part here. That right there, paint that deck tan. It's got this like upper edge. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one. Marvel United. I'll have to go look it up, but I don't want to get into another. Is it? You gotta. I'm guessing you have to paint everything, right? I can't. I can't handle another. There's anything else that I gotta paint right now. Hoping just one of these days I'll get my model. I'll get my models called up to the point where it's like, oh, something new came out. Cool. Let me go scoop that up this weekend and paint it instead of like Something's news out? All right, let me get it, throw it in my box, and maybe I'll get to it in a couple years. Yeah, I'm actually just not buying any other stuff right now. I'm done on that. I am looking at some board games that have some minis that you could paint. But if I do get the games, then yeah, I'll end up painting those. But that's Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's manageable. Okay. My brush is drying out here. A good place to grab it. I can grab it on this manhole cover. It's like paint's holding a little better here. Nice. Yeah, you were just all you were doing was starting and you were making an investment. You weren't buying stuff to paint. You were just keeping them in the box, holding on to things to be an investment. So you did good. Yeah, my stuff is not. Fortunately, none of my stuff has appreciated in value. Nothing has gone out of production. Somewhat interested. I've seen this Batman miniature game. It looks pretty cool, but I don't think people really play it that much around here. So even if I got it, it'd be like no one to play with. Well, be so careful holding this thing so that I don't touch the paint and chip it as I'm moving it around. Sorry, I'm getting off camera here. Yeah. Switch to my fine detail brush to get in here so that I'm not having to repaint all of the smoke. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Switching to my small brush. No, wrong one. Hold my breath. Hold my breath. Sneak this brush in here. Cool thing about painting this stuff is it's like the scene that they fight in is like a real planet Earth versus Star Wars. I was trying to do outer space planets, and making stuff for the bases was a little challenging. Most of my bases are doing Geonosis, and I was trying to find like red rocks and things, but these are like city landscapes in this game, and I'm going to end up. I just went out in my driveway and scooped up a bunch of little tiny rocks, and last step I'll do on these after everything is done is put down some of the little modeling landscape glue and just sprinkle a lot of little rocks along around this thing. Couldn't really do that with Geonosis because I couldn't find anything that looked like Mars around where I live. I scooped up some little fragments of bricks and some like lava rock, like pumice, I guess you call it. But that's about all I could do. About all I could do for Geonosis, but this being a real world city for this game, you can get a little creative with your bases without going out and spending money. You just walk around your driveway, scoop up some rocks. Using a fine detail brush, trying to get in this little gap up under the smoke here. Come on. I don't have to touch up too much of this smoke. I'm going to have to do a little bit because I just got it all over the very front of the model. Right where everyone will see it. Yeah, you mentioned you played 40K. Like, all the Instagrams and Facebooks, they know me well. Like, they're pushing that game towards me. So I see ads for that 40K all the time. They know that I'm doing all this Star Wars stuff. Star Wars and Marvel, whatever. Got more paint on the smoke. Dang it. I love having to just go back and touch up and retouch up and then touch up one color and then you come back and touch up with a different color where you screwed up when you touched up the first time. It's hard not to touch this higher lip right there. It's very hard not to touch that as I'm painting around this thing. Oh, cool. That's a good idea. I never thought of that. Yeah, I got tons of old wires and stuff I could put around. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't even talk about that. Let's not. We don't even talk about how much money we spent on this stuff. we just we just try to ignore that and move on. What was it? Someone was saying here the other night. They were like, "I think I'm poor." When I look at my bank account, but then I look around and see all my models and guitars and airsoft guns, and think maybe I'm not poor. Maybe I'm just uh, really got a lot of stuff. Either not poor. I've got all this stuff instead of money. All right. All right. Getting there. We're getting there. think I've about got that. I've just got to, I'll come back in there with it. Fine detail. I just got to get this little edge here. And then we come back with our. Yeah, it's not a bad problem. You could. Things could be a lot worse for sure. It's not a bad problem to have. And having that big backlog of stuff in the box of shame to paint. Look at this way now. You got stuff to paint for a while. You got something to do. So nothing wrong with that. And I'm halfway tempted to hit this thing with after this cures anyway, to hit this with a bottle of a spray varnish before I shade it. This stuff just keeps peeling off. It's been a real. All right. Yeah, I had COVID like a few weeks ago, and yep, I was getting some painting done. I couldn't stream because I couldn't really talk, but I was getting some painting done. I think I'm gonna touch up the paint that needs it, and East Grave. I hadn't heard of that one. Yeah, I got a good bit done during COVID. Look, some paint chippage. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm gonna spray varnish this before I shade the base because it's moving. It's coming all off while I'm doing this right now. But first things first, I've got to go in here to fix where I just got tan paint all over the. Use my fine brush. Dang, man, I ruined that. That's bad. What, we're going to use a darker gray that's going to cover that better. It's not covering it up. Dang. Yeah, you've done opposite to me. You started with 40K. I started with all the other stuff. And I don't know. No desire to get into anything else right now. I got my hands full. Alright, I switched to London Gray, where it's a little bit darker gray. So we're going to just kind of touch the base. Cool. I think we're good. Just trying to cover up all this deck tan that I got around the having to. I think I'm gonna end up having to. This actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna pick out a few lines with it. think I'm gonna have to come back with the. Probably gonna come back with the. Uh, some more shade over this again. Get the parts that I just did. Yeah, there's a lot of not only time into painting, but time to learning the rules, and uh, it takes a lot. Just kind of, I liked how this looked after I put it on there, and so now I'm kind of just going and highlighting some areas with this lighter gray. But I'm going to come back over it with I'm going to come back over it with some more shade. Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Oh wow, you've been at it a bit. You've got a lot more stuff than me, I'm sure. Um, I've only been doing this maybe um I'd say probably about a year and a half now. That made some pretty good progress. I got a lot of Star Wars done, and now we're getting our Marvel on. Just picking out some little lines. This is like a lighter gray. I'm just kind of defining this smoke, the clouds of it a little bit more. I think that's good. I'm gonna come in with a little shade and hit some areas. Man, if you've been doing that long, like, okay, how do you? Here's the question I got for you: how do you store them all? How do you store them? Like I got the Table War cases. I got two of them, and I started to only buy one, but it was like, yeah, I'll probably grow into it. It'll take me a few years. I'm already about filled up the second case in a year and a half. So that's my question: is what do you do about storage for all of these guys? If you've been doing this since 2006, you got a lot of stuff to store. Do you try to display them? Do you just put them in a box? I'm curious. I don't think I'm going to be getting Table War cases for all models because I don't have anywhere to put the Table War cases. Eventually, everything's going to have to go into a box, it looks like. Just throwing a little shade on some things here. Yep, I know how it goes. I'll start watching Twitch when I'm trying to do something, and yeah, kind of goes downhill. Mm.
She went and put that booty on that Gucci belt. We don't got no label. She said she want bottles. She ain't got no table.
I think we're good. Oh, I see a little area I need to get more deck 10 on things. What up, Nate? Welcome back. We're getting our paint on still.
I'm the one early morning in the gun. Know you wanna ride now. I'm the one, yeah. I'm the one, yeah. Hear you sick of all those other imitators. Don't let the only real one intimidate ya. See you watching the one in the time now. I'm the one, yeah. I'm the one.
Alrighty. Got a little more paint here.
For the one, what bitch you looking at the one? I'm the best yet, and yet my best is yet to come. Cause I've been looking for somebody, not just any fucking body. Don't make me catch a body, that's for any and everybody. Oh my God.
Nice. Yeah, see, I've been trying to like display everything, and it's gonna get to a point where I can't do that. I'm gonna have to do something like you, just putting them in their own bags and sticking them in cabinets or something. Either that or just get some kind of piece of furniture that's like a big display case. But buying tableware cases for what they fit, I can't do that. The tableware cases are going to be for travel basically, and displaying what I've got in them. But nice, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I think buying some kind of display cabinet would be what I would need to do at some point if I keep doing all this stuff. At some point, I want to be like done painting. I want to be at a point where I can actually spend some time playing the games instead of painting them all the time. You know? Nice. You got your print done. What you got over there? A snake? Isn't that what you're printing? Kia Detolf. Okay, I will remember that. I'm gonna repaint this little. Wait, wrong paint color. Where is it? There it is. I got so many different silvers on the deck, I couldn't remember which one I used. I don't know. I'm not going to spray varnish this and then have to redo the... I'm almost done. I'm gonna let this dry for a day and then come back and just put shade over the base. Area 80. Place in your area. Oh, okay. I didn't even know. I like. Yeah, you put 80, but for some reason I knew what you were saying, man. Like I was on the right page. There we go. Yeah, that's cool that your friend was gonna make you a. You got somebody that'll make you a display cabinet. That's neat. I have some, like, I was doing beekeeping for a little while. I hadn't really been doing that anymore. I wonder if I could convert some of my beehive boxes into display cases. Just like because they're like, I mean, they're boxes. They're 4-sided, but then the bottom, like the one side, the bottom of them is open. So I could just like flip them over on their side so that the bottom is the front, and then just get like a piece of plexiglass to cover cover that one side. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm sure you've seen some like a lot of memes going around. There's this one dude that's got this collection painted that's just like, it's just huge. It takes up like a whole garage or something. Water on my brush there. It's like splattering. Don't want to do that. It's like splattering on up to the model itself. Not what you want. I feel like I've got it pretty good. Yeah, sorry for that. It's really thin, the paint. Oh god, I just squeezed out a ton. It was not coming out. I just squeezed out a big old glob there. Nice waste of paint. Got her going here. Not particularly. I was thinking my beehives might be a good conversion though. I built a chicken coop before. That came out good. It didn't fall down, so. Alrighty, let's see. I got a little spot there that I noticed. I got this deck tan like all over the smoke when I was doing this just now. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Just about finished this. Like, I'm gonna set it to the side and do shade the base. Then varnish this sucker, and we're done. See a little spot there. Touch these edges. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I think I'll probably use these freaking beehive things that I've got because they've got kind of slots in them already for the hives, and I could just slot like a shelf in there. Oh man, it's GGF. GGF's in the house. We're talking about building display cases for our minis. Oh. But yeah, the way those hives are, they've got like slots that you slide the frames in. They build their honeycomb and all that on. So I could just put plexiglass on them and slide some kind of like a cookie sheet or something in there. Kind of like ready-made miniature cases. You just got to paint the minis to put in them. All I gotta do, set this aside, let it dry, then come back and put the shade on, and then varnish it. That's right, I gotta do this part. I'm gonna varnish it before I do it. I've got to do this little black lip all the way around the whole thing. Crap. Yeah, I might varnish at least this or something, because it's gonna be really hard to do that without touching all this other stuff and then ruining it. Ruining. Yeah, it would be cool. I've got like several of them. I did beekeeping for a little bit, and they just all died. And I was just like, I don't want to do this again and kill a bunch more bees. Very carefully. Cool. Now we're gonna go back to our other Spidey. Little Spidey. Little Spidey who has no crazy base. Easy Spidey, we'll call him. He would have been done a long time ago if I hadn't basically had to spend a whole nother day, a whole nother evening fixing it, but I painted him over a black primer and it was just way too dark, and so we had to go Spacey start all over. But if I hadn't done that, I would have been rolling. So I'm gonna fix this, since I have this huge glob of silver that I put out. I'm gonna use it and go ahead and touch up this little piece of steel that he's standing on. Gotcha, Spidey. It's done. Now the next step on this is I'm just going to dry brush around the definitely don't need that. I'm just going to dry brush around this rock that he's standing on to sort of pick out the edges and things. Doing some jamming tonight. My dry brush is screwed. I had to use it to glue back a lightsaber. I had to put model cement on it and to get into some grooves. So I think we can throw that one in the trash. It's ruined. Let me use this one though. These are makeup brushes that I use for dry brushing. It's the nice bright pink coloring. But They're cheap. Buy a bunch of makeup brushes for a lot cheaper. Hauled up in the middle of this, that's for sure. Let's do here. I think look at these paints. I've got two different ones I'm considering here. I'm gonna dry brush over this gray. Terminatus Stone, and then I have Longbeard Gray. I think I'm going to go with the long, because this Terminatus is very close in color to the deck tan, really. It's kind of a tannish color. So, I think I'm going to go with Longbeard Gray. Shut that up. It's looking all kinds of fugly. We can do some dancing and shaking our pants to the music. Doing all kinds of stuff on the stream tonight. Getting our jamming on, shaking our maracas. I need to bust out a harmonica. I need to rig up one of those things. You know, they have the harmonica here, and you can just have it in front of you and sit here and paint and then play the harmonica. Yeah. So we got... Yeah, alright, that looks better. It kind of mixed up a lot better. Start on the back of the model first. Let's get a little dry brush paint on there. Dab it on my cardboard a little bit before I dive in. I'm just going to kind of pick out little areas on this rock. The same stuff I used for the Yoda I did kind of had one of these had some little rocks he was standing on. Some paint out, and I go over here to the side, get it off of my brush. Whoa. Didn't get enough of it off of the brush. Where is it? Oh, I was looking at my palette for the paint. So used to having paint on the palette, not getting it out of a jar like this. Oh no! Oh no, look at that. Gotta get that off of there. Got it like all over his boot. I do not want to have to do that over again. Be right back. We gotta get a little wet. Oh, fix that. Dabbing away and just dabbed right over his foot. Ain't coming off too easy either. Dang it. Well, more touch up will be needed. I'll have to probably put down red again and then maybe draw some more black line. I don't know. That sucks. Be very careful. See, this brush is it's very frayed. You know what? What else have I got? This is the way this brush is frayed from me. Let's see what other brushes I've got. The brush is all frayed from me. Dry brushing is kind of rough on your brushes. Bust into the secret stuff here. Here we go. My makeup brush collection that I use for dry brushing. Let's see what we got. I don't know that I really have any tiny ones anymore. I think that was the last little small one I got left. These are too big. What other brushes you got? Just gonna try this brush maybe. Better than what I had. Dabbing on there, trying not to hit his foot again. Not what we're all about, redoing our Spider-Man feet. Oh, this has a good tunage tonight. About done with this part. Oops, sorry, I'm off camera. My bad. It's not that bad what I just did to his foot. It's not super bad, but I know you guys saw it, and GGF over there saw it. She'd be examining my models with a magnifying glass. So, no, I'll have to fix it. Picking out these rocks a little bit, giving them a little definition so they don't look like just a big gray glob. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Cool. Got him. Working on any projects tonight? What's everybody doing out there? Oh, here we got that picked out. Now I'm gonna go touch up what I just screwed up. It's the name of the game. Fix something, do one thing, and then have to go touch it up with another code. Hoping I can get away with just using my... No, it's not Flesh Tears I'm using. Which one is it? Blood Angels Red. Hey, late. I ate like 4 hours ago. Okay. Fine detail brushes. I'm hoping I can fix this without having to go back and repaint all my black lines with the pen. I think I can fix this without doing the black. That's great. Done with that. We're getting very close to finishing our Spider-Mans. It's looking good. Mm-hmm. Fix the slide this into a thing. Ah. So I'm now going to work on fixing his base here with some more deck 10. Right, Spidey. We are getting there. This brush is about had it. I'm trying to work the point back. Rathelios! What's up, buddy? What am I gonna paint next? Well, I'm just about finished with these Spider-Mans. And the next project that I'm going to do is I've got this little game. I'll show you. I got this little game here. And we got to switch things up to talk about this one. Because it's a little bit different. It's not Marvel. It's this guy. I got this game. Got this game here. Batman the animated. Oh, what's I going to show you? Let me do Batman the animated series. Gotham Under Siege. It's a fun dice game. I've played it a couple times. Another look at the box. Fun dice game. I've played it a couple times. But there's only 5 miniatures in the game. And I'll just show you Batman. There's only like 5 minis in the whole game, and they're really small. And they're really small and not like super detailed. So I figured, in the bases, I'm just gonna paint all one color. Like it won't take me that long to do this. I figured I can knock this whole game out probably in a couple weekends. Just painting 5 little small minis that aren't super detailed. So this will be my next project once I finish these 2 Spider-Mans. Then after that, I'm going to jump right back into. I will jump right back into. Where we go. Right back into Marvel. Because I got a lot of Marvel Wrestling. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I've played it I've played it like maybe 5 games of it so far. And a cool thing about it is you can play it solo. You can play it with 1 player or up to 5 players with each of the 5 minis. So I wasn't going to paint it at first. Like, I'm going to try the game, see if I like it. And I do really like it. So it's like, okay, I'll paint the minis. So yeah, you got Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon has like two figures on the base. It's him and like one of the cops from the show, but it's all Batman animated series. I was looking for a thematic Batman game that was not super complicated, and it was fun to play. It's not like it's not like Star Wars Legion or Marvel Crisis Protocol at all. It's like a tabletop game that uses dice and to choose your attacks. It's kind of like I feel like it's kind of a crossover between a tabletop miniature war game and just a regular board game. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty cool game that you can play in about an hour, not super involved, and just have fun with it. But yeah, it's only 5 minis to paint. It's like 5 minis for this one game versus like 50 minis in the other game. Let's just knock these 5 minis out and get a whole game done. So I got one game completed instead of a box of shame with everything else. So I'll at least have a game that's finished. So, but yeah, man, give that game. I think was only $45. And it's not like, and I did buy the expansion for it. The expansion was $10, so it's not like one of these games like Legion or Marvel Crisis Protocol where you got to keep buying upgrades and different units. It's like a complete game, and I really enjoy it. And if you like Batman, it's a pretty good game to try out. But that's what's on the horizon. I'll probably get on that next week. For now, we are finishing up old Spidey here. Got our deck 10. I'll turn my light off, didn't I? Jamming tonight. Oh, wrong glasses. I was about to put my actual glasses on. We need the... Yeah, man, $45. No expansions. You can just have a Batman game. There's a lot of Batman games out there that I looked into, and it seemed to fill the need of a Batman game that wasn't super involved. The other ones I looked at, Batman Gotham City Chronicles. It's a Kickstarter game that's been around for a few years. It looked just super duper complicated with the rules and everything, so that was a no-go. And then there's Batman animated series Shadow of the Bat. Still a little more complicated than I was looking for. And then there's another one, Batman miniature game. It's been out for like 10 years, but it's like Legion or Crisis Protocol where you're going to have all these it's a tabletop war game where you're going to have all these complicated rules and line of sight and all that, and just multiple expansions with different units like Crisis Protocol. Didn't want to get into that. Batman Gotham Under Siege, good one to fill the void of a good Batman game that is not gonna become a whole ordeal like these other games do. How's your core set going? What are you working on first on that? This is my core set Spider-Man right here. I'm going to go ahead and put shade on this thing. I go ahead and shade both of them. Oh, no. I know what I need to do. I need to paint the base, the little edge there. Oh, start with the terrain. Yeah, I was doing this on the stream a few weeks ago. I finished it all. I bought some stuff from Frontline Gaming. They have this MDF terrain that you just glue it together. It's already painted. Um, and I love it. It looks real. It's like really tall. It's like really tall buildings, and it saved me so much time having these buildings that are already painted. And the route I've gone for Crisis Protocol. But I think the buildings look awesome, and saved me just it would have taken me forever to paint all those buildings. I don't really like painting buildings, I don't really like painting terrain. I like painting the minis, but I just don't like doing terrain. So if you get that done for me, that was fine with me. Yeah, I like it. That's a good idea. I never thought of that, but yeah, that's a good idea. You can learn on the terrain. Um, yeah, I've been doing all this tabletop stuff for um about a year and a half now. Star Wars Legion first, and then I've gotten into Crisis Protocol here recently. But it's really fun. There's really two sides to the hobby. One is um the painting, the artistic part of it, and then the other side of it is the actually playing the game. And some people enjoy the painting part, and some people enjoy the painting part more. Some people enjoy the actually playing the game part more. Um, Me personally, I think I enjoy the painting part more than playing them. I have a lot of fun working on these things. Um, you're definitely going to spend way more time um, painting them and putting them together than you're going to spend playing the game. I promise you that. All right. I'm trying to finish these guys, and I'm going back and forth between the two and trying to figure out what to do next. I've learned from these that before I varnish, I need to, or not varnish, before I shade the base, I need to put this black ring around because it ends up, you might end up getting the black ring on areas where you didn't want it. And yeah, Legion's fun. I enjoy it. It's an possibly all weekend thing. It's taken me a lot of times just like 8 hours or so for playing the games. And it's primarily why I got into Crisis Protocol was wanting a tabletop game that I could play in an afternoon or play in a couple hours. Play on a weeknight versus taking um, taking all day on a weekend. So it's a good game. It's fun, but it's just you got to have more time for it, and there's a lot more painting involved. You might, for two teams, you might have close to 100 models on the table, which looks awesome and on the table, and it's a lot of fun to play. Just takes a lot of time to paint it. Crisis Protocol, you're looking at maybe 15 models on the table or so it's a lot easier to get into. All right, I'm gonna paint the edge here black, and I'm gonna be very careful how I handle this model. First, let me shake it with the lid on. Never shake your paints with the lid off. That's how you make a mess. Okay. Now some black. That's weird. You're witnessing history tonight. You're witnessing me pretty much finishing Spider-Man. All right. These bases are a little involved to paint because of the way this lip is. So they're kind of tough to get the they're kind of tough to get the paint on that lip without getting it on the above the lip on the concrete. Focusing. So sorry if I'm silent here. Legion, my teams are the Republic, like clones, and Separatists. But I would say get your get your Crisis Protocol dudes painted, and then hop into Legion. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with this big box of stuff, and you'll have a big backlog. Come on, paint. Don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. That's what I'm talking about, Spidey. We are getting stuff done tonight. Sometimes I get a good feeling that our Spider-Man is nearly done. Yeah, come on, Spidey. Make sure I'm painting on screen. Get a good feeling, Spidey. What I'm talking about, sir. I guess the one thing that kind of annoys me with the tabletop games is they keep coming out with new stuff faster than I can paint what I've already got. It's like you get a trooper and then a better trooper comes out before you even get it painted. Oh no, D&D. You got a lot going on, man. you're gonna be painting for years and years and years. Never played that one. I've got a friend who's got it and is supposedly going to paint it one of these days, and we can play. So I think I'll just keep crossing my fingers that day will come. It is going to be a good night. We are finishing everything but our shade on Spidey. Yeah, crap. I just got a little black up on the sidewalk. I'll have to, I don't know. Let me clean that line up, and we might just leave it. Yep, we're gonna leave that. We ain't bothering with that. I kind of got a little bit of paint up on that sidewalk, so I'm just continuing it. Just got a little bit. I just kind of made that the borderline for the cutoff for it. Otherwise, when you have black on something like that, I'd have to just go right back to rebase it, like rebase coat my primer coat, and then put the deck tan over top of it. It's like, no, we're just gonna, instead of it looking like a mistake, we're just gonna make it look like that's the borderline. Move on with our lives, get stuff done. We got more minis to paint to be worrying about that. All right, Spidey. Be careful, trying not to touch that. About to say, I mean, this is primed in the base down there is primed in black all around the edge. I was about to say, like, man, I think I could get away with not even painting the outer base, but it's got a good bit of deck tan and whatnot on it in areas, so I will have to paint over that as well. That, like, I'm finishing with the painting, but I'm gonna do some really cool stuff on this with the base. I've got a lot of gravel from my driveway, and I'm just gonna kind of, like, really small gravel, almost dust. So I'm going to put glue on this and sprinkle it all over it, because it's like it's an explosion. You got an explosion going on, but then you got this really clean sidewalk that it's right on top of. So, like, okay, yeah, I think we should probably dirty it up a little bit. We're going to put some dust and gravel and rocks. It would make sense that if you got this explosion, that it makes a little bit of mess. Almost there, just in front of this manhole is the last piece of it. Upper base. Looks like I've got to go back with shade. I never shaded the I gotta put my shade on the manhole cover as well, and the little sewer grate. Yeah, I will definitely be done with these guys by the weekend, like with all the gluing the stuff on the bases and everything too. Jump, Spidey! You got an explosion. You need to jump into the sky. I'm gonna do like I did on the back. I'm gonna just clean up that line all the way around, make it look instead of going and repriming and mess. No, we're just gonna clean up this line. Might as well jump, Spidey. Don't hang out in the explosion. Jump above it. Oh, look, I chipped some paint off while I'm moving this around. What a surprise. Tell you, I've had such a time with this model. I'm gonna do this part next, and I'm gonna have to set it down and let it dry a bit before we do anything else with it, I think. Okay, we can switch to a larger brush for doing this part. I won't be able to finish tonight. I'm gonna have to let all this stuff dry a little bit before I put the before I add the shade over top of this base coats. What in the world? That's not going on good at all. Paint there. No, crap, I just got that all over that. What's up with this? It's not going on very good at all. Get a little more water in there. Jump, Spidey, jump. There we go. It's going on better now. I just needed to. I think it had like kind of dried out on my brush. Working our way on around. I think I know what's up too. I have a different brush that I normally use for the bases. Switch to it. That's what we gotta do, folks. We switching brushes. Thanks, man. We rolling. I like this this rectangle brush. Does a lot better on the bases than that pointy brush. It just covers it. Still not going to be. More stuff I gotta touch up. Bro, don't mess up. You too. GGF bringing the fire. Fitting since I painted fire on this model.
Your world just isn't there.
I finished with this a long time ago. I hadn't done 2 Spider-Mans at once. It's good to do them both at once. You kind of, while it's fresh in your head, you know what to paint, you know where to paint and what to paint and all that. It's like I'm doing the Hulk, and so I went ahead and I got the Hulk Immortal Hulk. It's like a different version of Hulk, and She-Hulk. Got all 3 of them, so when I get to ready to do the Hulk, I can knock all 3 of them out because they're going to kind of be using a lot of similar colors. The top here, I did varnish the top already so that it would give me something to hold on to. Soldier. Model. Jamming tonight. An appropriate song for finishing our Spider-Man, huh? He's larger than life, swinging from the sign high in the sky. Spidey. Say we're just about finished with the base here. The edge. Cleaning it up a little bit. It's done. Yes, the perfect song for Spidey being larger than life, swinging from the rafters. Let me put him on the camera for you while I'm cleaning brushes. Spidey, my boy. All right, now we're going to touch up. Just got a little bit of black on this manhole cover. I want to fix that. Even getting any paint. This is some that dried earlier. Oh, there's any paint coming out of there. There we go. It kind of like I accidentally got like a lot of paint in there. And so the top of it kind of dried. But under that top, there's a lot of paint. Cool. Fix that. Silver. Now I'm going to go in with fine detail and fix. There's just a few little spots that I got deck 10 a little higher than I want. Or got the black a little bit higher than I wanted. I really need to clean my paint table off. I got stuff everywhere. Been using a lot of colors tonight. I'm like losing stuff. Okay, silver goes down here. Yeah, always try to put your paints up as you move along. Otherwise, you end up with a big mess. Right. Organize a little bit. Alright, I think we're good. Got our reds put up. Oh, Spidey, you are larger than life tonight, my friend. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man, swing into the city, yeah. Where's the deck 10? There it is. Oh, don't touch the base. Just a couple of spots, especially like right on the front, where I got black up a little higher than I wanted to. Black, fix that. Yeah, I want to have a clean edge, especially right on the very, very front of the model that everyone's going to see front and center. So, I think we're good. Little spot where, of course, I touched the deck 10 on the sidewalk. I can hold it up here because I already varnished this thing on the top. So, all right. Set him to the side for a little bit. Give you a peek. He is looking fantastic. And I know it looks really light. It looks really light. Looking at it right now, but once I put the shade on, it really darkens up that pavement, and it just looks like perfect concrete. He is ready to be shaded, and then he is done. Varnish, spray varnishing him, making that easy. Let's come back to Spidey number 2 now. You can see I've got a lot of. I haven't painted the base edge yet, so do that. Edge first. Rolling, folks. Getting 2 Spider-Mans done in one night. Base rolling. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. If you want 2 on the table, you can. You got 2 done, it's going to be fun. Playing Spider-Man until up comes the sun. Yep, this will be. Once I get it complete, I'll show you guys my whole Defender crew on camera. But these are the last ones I need to finish it. I basically got Spider-Man's, Doctor Strange, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Black Cat all completed. And we'll be able to make a full team with them under the Defenders faction. Alrighty. Clean that brush out a little bit. I know what's up. I don't have paint on my brush. I gotta do some black in there. Yeah, he's a cool character. He is a cool character. Luckily in the used thing I got on eBay, he was already painted for me. So yeah, all those characters I just named, I got already pre-painted. So these are the only ones that I've actually had to paint to finish out the Defenders team. Really cool model too, very dynamic. Where he's tossing these he's like tossing his little whatever you call them, his little sticks, just throwing them through the air, and they're like just kind of hanging there. Pretty neat, cool model. Oh, and Iron Fist, I got him done as well. Another Defender in the gang. But yeah, this is last piece I needed to round out the Defenders. Then I've got a lot of Spider villains done already too. I don't know if you saw this or not, but just like last week or maybe this week, they announced and showed pictures and everything. Sinister Six for Spider-Man is coming out in this game. So that'll be very cool. But I will not be buying any more models for a while. I really want to paint Mando and Baby Yoda for Star Wars Legion. I don't have um a Rebel Squad, but I want to paint those models. Wait, what did I say? Sorry, what did I say that you didn't know? Oh, Sinister Six. Yeah. Yep, Sinister Six just came out, or is coming out. If you look up Mini Stravaganza, like I guess they do this every year. Um, they have this thing called Mini Stravaganza where they announce all of their new coming things, and they just did it like last week, and there's a lot of stuff coming out for Crisis Protocol. One of them being Sinister Six. They got a lot of new X-Men coming out. Nightcrawler, Bishop, Professor X, which is probably going to be a must-have if you're an X-Men player, being that he's like, the leader. Dracula. Just a lot. They got a lot of stuff coming out. And then Legion, they showed Republic Commandos. That's pretty cool. I think that's something that people have wanted for a long time. It was a video game back in the day. It was very popular. I actually did not play it. Like I didn't have the Nintendo 64, whatever the heck it was on. I had not played it, and I got it recently on Steam in like a Star Wars collection. But I don't know. Graphics pretty dated. Didn't really wasn't that exciting to play now versus 1990 or whatever. But I'm sure back in the 90s it was a lot of fun. Star Wars Republic Commando. Um, they've come out with Legion. They've come out with the Republic Commando units, but I know that game was really popular, but it didn't really hold its graphics for me now. If I had played it back in the day, might would have enjoyed it more now, but it feels like a really old game to me playing it. I don't really play video games that much anymore, to be honest. Once I got into all this stuff, like more of my free time is spent painting miniatures than playing video games. Oh yeah, you played it. See, I didn't play it growing up. Didn't quite fill out the par for me. If they did a remake of it with modern graphics, no, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't even his base is so clean. I might just leave it. Like I didn't. The base is primed in black. And just look at it compared to this other one. No, I'm gonna have to paint it. 'Cause it is primed in black, but it kind of has a little spillage over from on the sides where with my other black, and you can definitely see that it's not the same paint. So yeah, I'm gonna have to paint over this. Switch to my basing brush. See how that works out for me.
When the music's over,
Yeah, this square brush works really well on doing these bases. I don't know why, it just seems to do better than a tipped brush at just spreading it. Did a lot better job on this base as far as keeping a straight line and not spilling. I'm not gonna have to go retouch everything up. Well, I shouldn't toot my horn until I'm finished with it, but so far so good anyway. I might go ahead and shade this one, man. He's screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and shade both of them. Get these suckers done. Like rolling. So let's keep at it. Painting's easy. It's just slather the paint, slather it on there, cover the whole surface, and don't have to worry about bleeding on lines or anything. Oops, sorry, ran into the microphone with my glasses again. Where'd my paint go? I got so many black splotches on the. Oops, sorry. I got so many black splotches on my paint palette. I forget which one I'm using. It's done, dude. Cool. Dunzo with that one. I think I will have to call it a night on there. I don't know. Well, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish these suckers tonight. All right. Shading. Let's do some shading. Get my regular palette here for that. There's no point in putting shade paints on a wet palette. They're kind of like oilier paints or whatever. Stay. Sit. Come on, wet palette. What are you doing? There you go. All right. So next, going to do our wash coat. And this is shadow wash. I'm going to use this on the sewer cover here and the manhole cover, the big Spidey. I've already shaded the upper part. All I got to shade is this base. So I'm just kind of dirtying up, oiling up the manhole cover here, making it look like it's got some grease and mess all over it. I'm using Shadow Wash, which is the Army Painter equivalent of Nuln Oil. Really great paint. Really makes things pop once you put it on. Same thing I used when I was doing the smoke on this. On this Mini, I put the same paint all over the smoke when I was done with it. Right. Finishing up this little But what made you pick up? You said, Rithelius, you said that this would be your first miniature game you're getting into. What made you kind of start thinking about it and get into tabletop gaming? Mine was, I went to a get together and some guys were playing Star Wars Legion and I just saw it on the tabletop. And it just looked so awesome seeing a full game put together with all the terrain and everything. I was just like hooked. So I started getting into it. Well, like I never would have thought that this was something in a million years that this would be a hobby that I would get into. I never even thought about doing anything like this, but it was just seeing it in person, how impressive it was. It was like that's something I want to get into. Nice, dirty, great, messy, dirty, nasty sewer grate. Get a lot of grime up in there. It was way too. Sorry, I guess I need to turn it where you can see it. Yeah, I hear you. I was kind of the same boat, like Shatterpoint or Crisis Protocol, and I already had a Star Wars game in Legion, so I didn't want to paint the same models over again and just a larger scale. So Legion will be my large scale war game. Crisis Protocol, the skirmish game. Yeah. Have you played D&D much? I've never played it. I got a friend that has it but hasn't painted it and put it together, so who knows when we'll play. But puts that together, I will play it. D&D is more like abstract. Like you can sort of make your own rules and use like whatever minis you want to play it with, right? Like it's not more like set in. Like you have to use this mini and it has its own command cards and all that. You kind of like make up your own stuff. Yeah. It's like a lot of people that I think you can like just kind of 3D print stuff for cheap and play D&D with it versus having to buy these expensive models to play these other games. One grate that for some reason was really dark. Alright. In there. Yeah, okay. I was gonna go to the other shade to do the sidewalk, but I've got some more of this still left here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do Spider-Man's little grate here that he's standing on. Not grate, steel girder. Feels good when you get to this stage in painting. When you get to the shading, you're just about done. More. We'll put that black paint up before I get it confused with my wash and then throwing black paint all over something. That's cool. Do you do any 3D printing on any of that stuff? Do you buy 3D printed models? Like, that seems like the cool thing about D&D. You can just kind of make your own stuff and play it. I have thought many times about getting a 3D printer, but too busy with other things to try to learn something else new. I have a couple friends that have printers now, so maybe they'll print stuff for me once in a while.
Return to the Mac. Get it what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Get up. First shot, come struck, walk in. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game.
Sorry, I'm off camera, aren't I? You can see I put magnets on the bottom of all my miniatures so that they stick to my shelves. So the first thing I do after I glue them together is go ahead and glue the magnet on. Because I've had it happen. You paint a model up, and then you get the super glue on your fingers, and then it ends up like super gluing a fingerprint over your nice pretty paint job. Then you have to go repaint it. So I've learned from mistakes. I always glue my magnets first before I paint anything on there. That's done. I think my rocks, do I use what shade? Yeah, same here. I do, but it's just like so busy with other things. I think it would be cool, like you could make some really unique, interesting looking things for your bases on your figures with it. What next? We're gonna switch to our earth shade and go ahead and finish our sidewalk out. Shadows, strong tone. Strong tone is like my earth shade mix. A little more than that. I got 2 minis to do. We rolling, guys. We're gonna finish 2 minis on the stream tonight. Just take this and put it all over the base. I try to get it really heavy on these like cracks in the pavement, because it just fills in the cracks really well and makes it look like crud. gonna put just a little bit on the back side of this rock that he's standing on to try to decide if I want to shade coat the rock in this brown tone or in the black like non-oil shadow wash, whatever you want to call it. This is my go-to paint on these bases, is doing this brown colored shade over top of deck tan. It makes it just look exactly like concrete. Fill in that gap here. Yeah, I'm glad you found my stream, man. If this is like your first go at painting tabletop games, and you're going to be painting the same stuff that I'm going to be painting, so you can learn from my mistakes. Yeah, go follow. I don't know if you do. I do Instagram as well, and I'll post pictures of these things. So you can see my pictures, but I don't know if you do Instagram with your models and all. But if you go out there and post pictures, or you could just message me on Instagram, and if you don't post pictures of your models, just shoot me some pictures, and I'll see what you got going on. And then I can also ask, if you want, I can share them on the stream, and other folks can see what you're doing if you want to. Show off a little bit of what everybody's working on. I get this I gotta get this little edge. It's Vambo XP. I think I've got a link to it, like down in my bio or whatever on here. I can't remember if it's Vambo XP or Vambo _XP, but it's got the same. It's got the same like icon as my little icon here, the little wizard guy holding the flame and everything. It's cool. I'm getting the painting part done on these models tonight, so I will wait a couple of days for them to dry to fully cure, and from there I'm going to spray varnish them, and then next time we come back on the stream, I'm going to do I'm going to glue a bunch of little rocks and things on the basing that I picked up from my driveway, and then they are done. So probably next stream I'll be doing doing the rock gluing, and then doing the rock gluing, and then starting on the Batman stuff. Cool. Thanks for checking me out on there. Do you post pictures of your? I'll go follow you after my stream, but do you post pictures of your models up there as well? Not just message me some and I'll share them on the stream. Oh yeah, this varnish is like a must. um, yeah, the varnish keeps the paint from chipping off. And then like if you're playing with them, you might have Cheeto fingers, people eating and stuff. Um, the varnish protects them and keeps the paint from coming off. Like you got to varnish them. Um, and I use a couple of different things. Like you can varnishes have different like levels of shine, just like regular paint varnishes. Like a matte coat or um a matte coat or a glossy coat, satin coat. So they'll add different levels of shine to the model. Done right there. Oh, I never did put any on the rock. Let me put a little on the rock and see how this comes out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this. Yeah, I'll use it on the rock. I think the earth tone looks better on the rock than the black because yeah, that's what's been happening with me with this other Spider-Man so much was as I'm moving it around, I'm knocking the paint off. So that's why I went ahead and just varnished um some of those little points on there that were I kept knocking off. But yeah, if you varnish your minis, that you won't have that problem. Yeah, this looks better. Should I use a black? Should I use my black shadow wash or use the um use this earthy one? But with it being on top of this earthy paint color that I've used already on the base, it yeah definitely looks better using the same color on the rocks. Ooh, I wasn't expecting like sometimes I sit down and I paint and I just get in the groove and just roll and rolling with it and getting a lot done and I wasn't expecting to get all this done tonight, but I was just got in the zone and getting it all done. Having you guys to chit chat with helps. It keeps me entertained while I'm painting. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and helping to motivate me to get stuff done tonight. Nathan the Graythan with his Beavis and Butthead impersonation. Are you 3D printing out there right now? Or did you finish? You said you finished it, didn't you? Like while you were out, it was printing away. Printing away. Yep. You're gonna be printing like 24/7.
Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them good girls, them good girls, baby.
City. Okay, it's just about done.
Hallelujah. Girl, sexy, hallelujah. Girl, sexy, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you.
Man, we are just about done with this, dude. Put a little bit of this Earthshade on the steel too. It kind of dirties it up, makes it look grimy. I like mixing. I like a mix of Nuln Oil and then using a little, well, shadow wash, whatever. I like kind of on steel, kind of using a little bit of both to give it that really just grimy look.
Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show
Cool. You know, 3D printers would be pretty cool. Like with kids and all, like you could print toys for them. Then you could also print big boy toys for yourself too.
hallelujah. Girl, sexy, hallelujah. Girl, sexy, hallelujah.
Okay.
Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night,
Spidey, my friend. I think that is a completed paint job. It's done. Now I've just got to glue rock. I'll get a varnish him, and then I'll glue rocks, and he's done. So let's go finish Spidey number 2. Uptown funk you up. Been thick in this little, thick in that groove. Nice. We'll take a look in a bit.
just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, hey, hey,
Plenty of this stuff on here. Spread it around real good. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. Righty. What computer got really loud all of a sudden? Tough getting this in here in this little spot behind the smoke, right up next to the sidewalk. You're gonna have it like in the background or something on your stream. Hey, congratulations! We've received 100 messages today with Restream chats. Cool. Thanks for chatting with me today, guys. Congrats on who was it? Nate. Nate just broke the 100 chat markers. So congrats and thanks for the chit chats today, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy just hanging out and chatting with all you guys while I'm getting my painting done. It helps me get my painting done. Oh, that's tough. Trying to get up in this little gap right here. Trying to get up in there. Oh, there's a good angle. Can just throw that brush up in there. I'm gonna put some of this shade on the manhole cover and the sewer grate. So it makes sense that the sewer grate would be nasty. Thick in that. Those cracks again. Down the rabbit hole he goes to buy some better stuff. Shade on this grease mess all over the sewer grate. Rolling tonight on the stream. We're getting stuff done. I was like, I'm done. No, I gotta do around the little edge. I'll give this a good look over tomorrow morning. It's always like when I finish them and go, I give them a better inspection the next day than when I'm like sitting there working on it as I'm doing it. I'll show you in a second, Rathelios, varnishes, like kind of what I use on that when I finish this. But basically, Vallejo makes the like brush on varnishes, but this Testers makes a spray on your rattle can varnish that makes your life a lot easier. And so I'll spray on that. Usually, what I do is I'll spray on that spray varnish as a first coat. And then I'll do, as a second coat of varnish, I'll do a brush on of the Vallejo varnishes to give it 2 coats of varnish to protect it. And the Vallejo varnishes are like different finishes, like I was saying, are like glossy or satin or matte. So I'll put on that tester. The testers is like a dull coat, like it's not much sheen at all. And if I want to add a little bit of different levels of shine onto a model, I'll use one of those brush-ons. But the I mean, that spray varnish just makes life so much easier. Yeah, I always look at them like the next day once all the varnish dry, or not varnish, the shadow washes here. Once they dry, it's like I can see if I miss something, I can see it a little better. And it's good because like once you've been painting for hours and hours, like finish something, you're not as critical and inspecting it very well. So I like to give it one final look over the next day to just touch up any little areas that I want to fix. Yeah, man, testers dull coat for the spray, and then Vallejo makes the brush on. But yeah, that'll be a big help to you, so your stuff doesn't chip. Is that it? I finished it. I've been all the way around. These bases, so much more to these bases than Legion models. Man, they take forever doing these things. I spent more time on the base for sure than Spider-Man himself. It's peeking up under the smoke now because I'm seeing all these little spots under the smoke that need varnishing, or not varnish, need a good wash coat. Getting there. Another one by good song for finishing a model here right at the end of it. Another one bites the dust, folks. Another model that's about to go into my collection case. Getting around up under this little lip of smoke. There's a lot of little edges up under there that you got to slide the brush on up in there to get them. That you're not even going to see unless you pick the model up and are looking looking up real close. Man, I'm excited to get this done, man. I can play a game. I'll have a team finish and I can actually play the game. Just gotta find somebody who wants to play with me. Spidey, another one bites the dust, my friend. Sidewalk, the edge of that sidewalk. This has definitely been a very involved model. There's a lot going on this base. All these little explosions. I mean, at first glance, with tonight's inspection, nice. Got some Brittany. We did it again, my friends. Dung dung dung. Tell you what we got going on. I think we finished them. Oh, I do need to fit. I forgot one of them. I need to fix his eyes. Which one is it? Not that one. Oh yeah, this one. I got a bunch of red paint in his eyeball. Fix that. Just using. Well, we got earthquake. Sorry, ran into the thing again. Just using regular old Vallejo white for the eyes. My go-to white. Isn't that right, Brittany? One of my favorite videos as a teenage boy. Brittany's one of those artists you can watch your music videos and not even have to add the sound playing. Add your own sound effects. Giggity! Brush. The first coat, I'll probably have to touch that up again to cover that completely. But you don't want to go. It's white. I don't want to just keep right now just throwing on coat after coat after coat of white all at one time to cover it, because it'll just with white it will. Used to love her. Come on, you still love Brittany. Brittany is timeless. Her music video is timeless anyway. Yeah, I think GGF walked in my office at work one day, and I was just sitting there watching a Britney Spears video with no sound, just staring at it, and she just kind of shook her head at me. Caught in the act, admiring old Britney there. Yeah, the old ones. I don't know. We must have some people that aren't feeling Britney, because it's like people just left the stream. But Britney's timeless. So I finished them. They're done. Show them to you. voila! I'll do my final inspection tomorrow, where I kind of just look them over real good and see if there's anything I need to touch up. But you can see one of them has a much larger base. Like they're gonna have different rules in the game for movement, and I can see one little thing I need to. No, I'm not even gonna do it right now. The paint's empty. I'm not gonna reload it. We'll touch up tomorrow. But yeah, it's done. Out on the show. What's Rithelios here? My paints. See, these are my 2 varnishes that I have. I got 3. I've almost used the whole thing of matte varnish. I use it so much, but matte varnish I use on just about everything, and then satin varnish. It's got a little bit more shine to it, but not as much as glossy. This is the really high gloss, really shiny one. Never even used it. It just came in a set. Satin I use on like a lot of my clone troopers to give them. I want them to have just a little bit of a shine, but not, look like super bright. So satin's a good color for doing that clone armor. And then these little cans, the Testors spray lacquer. This will make your life 1,000 times easier. Not having to hand brush, varnish everything. Just be very careful with it. Don't hold it really close to it. Have it away, and don't sit there and just hold it on one spot for really long. Like spray, kind of move it around and keep it at a distance, because it will melt. It'll take the paint off of your minis if you just sit there and hold it down and really up close. It's kind of harsh, but keep it at a distance. Don't just hold it right on. You'll do fine with it. I tried in the past. I tried some I don't know if you call this oil based or what. I tried some brush on oil based varnishes, and I did not like them at all. They just having that chemical on the brush. I go brush down it ripped the paint right off the models. So I don't mess with varnish lacquer varnishes that are brush on anymore. Dangerous stuff. So let me go ahead and clean my table up a little bit, and I can show you guys. Give you a little teaser of what's coming. I was showing earlier. I think it was Rithelios asking what's next in the stream, but where are we at? Go ahead and show you a little bit of that game. It's Batman. We're gonna be doing some Batman very soon. And we can show you just a little bit of the game. Give me 1 second to change that. There we go. Batman Gotham Under Siege. Really cool game. It's only got 5 miniatures to it, so I figured I would go ahead and get them done. That's what somebody else has done. These are the minis. You got Batman, Batgirl, Robin, the Commissioner Gordon with one of the officers from the show, and Catwoman. And they're really small, not like a ton of detail, so it shouldn't take me long to paint these. I'm going to do just like this, paint the bases, the color. These are like in the game you roll dice, and so these are the color of the dice to help you identify. But I'll show you some pictures from the game. It's like got its own little city here that you have villains. These little cards next to the buildings are the villain cards, and then you're trying. Looks like this guy actually painted some villains or something too. But anyway, you have your heroes and you roll dice and you're trying to defend the city. They can blow up these buildings, and you lose. Basically, you're trying to keep the bad guy. You're trying to kill the bad guys and keep the villains from blowing up all the buildings. And it comes with all these little buildings. They're little cardboard things that you just snap together. Here's a good picture of the buildings. But I use like my nice MDF painted buildings and put it on my game mat to really make it look like a real city, to make the game look a lot better. Probably put some pictures up once I get my minis painted and have them in the city. It's kind of got little cards out that you use. But there's a little bit better paint job that someone else did. A little better on that. Should be really, really simple, easy to paint game. It's only 5 minis, and I can have a whole game completely painted and not have a bunch of stuff in a box. And it's a game that's not like you got to keep getting more expansions and buying more stuff. It's like a crossover between a board game and a tabletop war game, so it'll be cool. But I'm going to try to get some painting done this weekend. I probably won't be on tomorrow because I'm going to get these things some time to dry and everything. But probably by Sunday night, I'll be around doing something. Might just randomly pop on some. Just randomly pop on during the weekend some. Maybe Sunday night. But for sure, if I'm not on any in the weekend, I'll be on Tuesday. My normal schedule for doing this stuff is Tuesday from 7 to 9, 10-ish. Actually, we did almost 4 hours tonight. Went to 10:30. We just was about finishing something. Wanted to finish the project up and just kept rolling. Had you guys chit-chatting, hanging out with me tonight, so kind of kept me in the zone, kept me in the groove. So appreciate you guys hanging out and keeping me company and helping me with my painting, help keep me moving. So appreciate that, and you guys have an awesome rest of your week. I thank you so much for hanging out, and we will see you next time. Have a good one, folks.